This is Dennis again from iFixPhones, brought to you today by FlashTechLLC.com, where we get our parts from and our sponsor. So let's get started. Today we're going to be changing the housing on an iPhone 5. This one here, seeing its better days. It's all beat up, and after they become beat up, no, they don't look as pretty as they did, and you want to make your phone look new again. So you go and you order a housing. Nice new housing. You can pick your colors or whatever. I would recommend getting them pre-assembled this way, or you can get them just the plain case, but you got to have some knowledge on how to remove these cables and these screws and the power buttons and so forth. But I recommend you get it already done like this here. Alright, today we'll need a 00 Phillips head screwdriver, a pentalobe screwdriver, our flathead, our pry tool, and the suction cup, or this is what I use, this thing here. When you work on many iPhone 5s and all, this is a very, very handy tool. It's what we use to pop the screen off with. And as a backup, you need some good tweezers. Alright, let's get started. Today we're going to take out our pentalobe screw. Set that there. And this is how the suction cup thingy works. Stick it in there. Squeeze gently. And pops it right up. Once it pops up, then you remove the suction. And voila, we're inside the phone. Now we're going to need our Phillips head screwdriver, and we have 1, 2, 3 screws to remove. I recommend, if you don't have a diagram or something, try to make you a layout of the motherboard like here. So I'll put this one here, shows the start of where I'm at. Kind of lay them out in the order that they're took out, so I'll know where each one will go. Like so. Take our flathead. Move our thing, lay it ever so gently there. Now we're going to undo the cables. You got one here, one there, and set. And we won't be using the same screen. We'll be using the screen I got from FlashTechLLC.com, where I receive all my screens from. There it is. And you see, as it comes bare, we'll be using the parts from this one to add to this one. So let's continue. Now on this, we're going to disconnect the battery, which are screws are here, here, and here. And these this bracket is it's a two-part plate. So once you take this screw here out, this third one, then simply, here's the bottom bracket. I suggest lay it out just like it comes out. That way you'll remember how you got it out. And then you just lay it like so to the side, and you'll know the order it goes back in when you go. It's time to put it back together. Now this here, right here, this is the battery connection. You can take your finger or a pry tool, pry up, and that's it. It's disconnected. Now the phone has no power, so therefore can't cause any electrical interference or damage. So now we want to remove the battery. Sometimes, I was going to say, sometimes these work and sometimes they don't. So that's where the handy pry tool comes in. Ever so easy. Use your pry tool to cut underneath. Be very gentle because you can get a hold of the cables, and you'll hear it do that, and voila, there's your battery, nice and clean. Set it off to the side, and now we're ready to take apart of the motherboard. We have screws here, 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 here. There's some under here, one there, here, here, and I think over here. So let's get started. I would grab the wrong screwdriver. First, on these special screws, you'll have to use a flathead to break them loose. Once you get them broke loose, they'll pop right out. And you use your magnetized screwdriver. Now, over here on a separate part, we'll use the screws, lay them out like they come out of the motherboard. Now this one here is not magnetized, so here's where your tweezers are coming handy. Yeah. Okay, now that we've removed all these screws here and here, it gets a little bit tricky. You have a cord up here at the top. This is going to be your Wi-Fi antenna or signal antenna. It's on the bottom of the board. There is two screws up inside at the very top up here you have to remove. These are antenna cables over here. They just pop off here and here, and you take and slide them slightly to the side like so to reveal there will be a screw right underneath here you have to remove. Be very careful doing that. And once you've got all that done, then you're ready to take the motherboard out of the phone, like so. Now that part is done, and you're pretty much, it's pretty much done. Now you just take this old case here, which you have spare parts now in case you need them, if any go bad in your new system or anything. And now we're going to start to place the motherboard in the new frame. Alright, now that we got our motherboard inserted into the new one, and just a tip, when placing the motherboard into the new one, the little antenna here, if you'll take and lay the motherboard upside down, you'll find it easier to snap that little snap on for that cable up underneath, and you just flip it back over in place, lays right up in there, and you just put back in your screws here. Then I recommend you put your screw in here, then move the cables back over. Everything pretty much goes back in the way it come out, and this is what it should look like when you get done. Shouldn't be any spaces or anything protruding upwards, or if any of that's happened, something went wrong. So everything should seat just like it should. And so now next we're going to do the LCD screen. Right, we have our screen took apart. All it is a conjunction of, you got two screws, one here, then one here. Then you'll have this one screw at the bottom, and then you'll have the screws at the top to remove the speaker, but you'll see it will only have two screws also. You remove them two screws, and this here is the camera, front facing camera, that goes and sits in between like so. You just pull that out like so. And now to reassemble the new screen. This here is our new screen from FlashTechLLC.com, and just doing a pre-inspection. Everything looks fine. None of the cables are bent in such a manner. So let's get started on putting it together. Alright, now we have our LCD screen assembled, just like that. The screws here and here, there and there, here and here, and your home button, two screws, and then the camera assembly slides in the middle, and voila. Now we're ready to assemble the phone. Alright, we got her done. Everything seems to be ship shape. Let's turn her on and see if she works. Oh, there's the Apple. Just wait on it to boot up. I'd like to take this time to say thank you to Flash Tech LLC. They have wonderful products. I got my screen from them again. Seems like every screen I get works just fine. No complaints. And a kind thank you to my friend there at Flash Tech, Pearl. Thank you so much. And it's on. Let's see. Touchscreen works. I don't know the customer's code, but everything seems to be in tip-top working order. So another successful conversion. Went from this to this in no time. Now on a difficulty scale, you're looking at maybe a 6 if you get it with it completed. But if you get the bare back, you're looking at about a 9, 9.5. It's really tough. But again, thank y'all. Hit me up with a like. And thank y'all for looking at my video. And remember, FlashTechLLC.com for all your cell parts needs.